It's been more than half a decade since The Elder Scrolls 6 was first announced, yet the release of Bethesda's latest fantasy RPG feels no closer, following up the uber success of The Elder Scrolls Skyrim, which sold over 60 million copies as of June 2023. The Elder Scrolls 6 has some major hype to live up to, so that's kind of what we'll be covering today. We'll be covering the Elder Scrolls 6 release date, the trailer expectations, and just kind of everything that we know so far about the Elder Scrolls 6. So guys, let me know in the comment section if you're excited for the Elder Scrolls 6. Drop a like on this video, and now let's talk about the Elder Scrolls 6. So the first thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about is when will we actually see the Elder Scrolls 6 release? So as it appears, the Elder Scrolls 6 is still a ways off from the release as of right now, and that's since because the development studio behind it, Bethesda Gameworks, also the company behind the Elder Scrolls franchise as well as the Fallout series, they had just recently published Starfield in September of 2023, and now officially the Elder Scrolls 6 is now the team's main priority. But in June of 2022, Todd Howard, the director behind Bethesda Gameworks, announced that the game The Elder Scrolls 6 is actually still in pre-production, and during the IGN interview, Todd Howard basically said this: yes, The Elder Scrolls 6 is in pre-production, and you know, we're gonna be doing Fallout 5 after that, so our slate's pretty full going forward for a while. We have some other projects that we look at from time to time as well. Even though it appears that the work has resumed since then, GameSpot in 2023 of August stated that it's still currently in early development and that it entered full development shortly after the release of Starfield. Todd Howard then goes on to say, so no, don't expect to hear anything about the Elder Scrolls 6 anytime soon. For now, Starfield is our focus and will continue to be our priority for some time until we speak about anything else. It's unclear exactly when fans will be able to watch anything in regards to the Elder Scrolls 6, but at least we have a time frame, and Todd Howard kind of gave us a breakdown of what we can expect that Bethesda will be working on in the future. Now, if we look at it, the Elder Scrolls 6 won't be out until at least 2026, and that's according to the court documents from the Microsoft Activision FTC lawsuit, and that was provided to us by The Verge. It took roughly 8 years between Bethesda's two last releases, Fallout 4 and Starfield, which would then put the Elder Scrolls 6 release window sometime in 2031 if it follows any sort of same cycle that follows Starfield. However, the wait will likely be shorter than that. One of the bumps that Bethesda Gameworks team had to grapple with is on the Starfield development was working on building its brand new Creation 2 engine, and now with that development framework now in place, that 8-year window may be shrunk by a couple of years, putting the long-awaited release sometime between 2027 and 2030. So now, when can we expect to see the next Elder Scrolls 6 trailer? After infamously dropping the original Elder Scrolls 6 announcement trailer back in 2018, fans have been waiting eagerly for another look at the game, and definitely as of the making of this video, no second trailer actually looks to be in sight for the upcoming RPG, but us gamers are definitely excited to take a look at this next title just to see if we can get a little bit bigger sneak peek. But it is worth noting, after being first introduced at the same press conference as the Elder Scrolls 6 back in 2018, Starfield, its sister game that just came out recently, Starfield did not get a second look until at least 2 years after its eventual launch date. So if the Elder Scrolls 6 is set to come out sometime between 2027 and 2030, us fans may have to wait until at least 2025 at the earliest to see anything new from the game. But like I said previously, Todd Howard did come out and say that the Elder Scrolls 6 is the next project for Bethesda Gameworks. They'll be putting full focus into the newest Elder Scrolls title, but I mean, who knows, that second glimpse could be moved up a bit. With the respectable but unimpressive 83 on Metacritic, Starfield definitely did not live up to the hype that we thought. I still feel that a lot of people are kind of complaining about the FPS and just how unimpressed they were with the overall gameplay, but that's to each their own. I personally thought when I played it that it played just as good as all the other Bethesda games that I've played in the past. But back on topic, the second trailer may appear as early as 2025, and that's if Bethesda and the parent company Microsoft kind of wants to ignore the Starfield drama and honestly just kind of move on to bigger and better things. So the huge question that's coming up when I'm talking to everybody about the Elder Scrolls 6 is, will the PS5 version of the Elder Scrolls 6 actually be available? And well, if you guys didn't know, Microsoft actually a few years ago ended up acquiring Bethesda, which means games like Starfield actually became available day one on Game Pass. And really, there's kind of a lot of gamers that are concerned, will the Elder Scrolls 6 actually be available on PlayStation consoles? But after games like Fallout 4 and Skyrim came to both PlayStation and Xbox, the question of the Elder Scrolls 6 actually coming to PlayStation consoles is kind of up in the air. Like I said previously, in March 2021, Xbox's parent company Microsoft completed the $7.5 billion acquisition of ZeniMax Entertainment, which is the owner of Bethesda and Bethesda Gameworks. This has meant that games and franchises that were once shoe-in multi-platform platform releases have become exclusive to the Xbox and the PC. Now, the platforms for the game are technically to be determined, and that's according to Axios. But in September 2022, Microsoft actually informed the FTC that The Elder Scrolls 6 may be released on only the Xbox as well as the PC. And that was posted to a chart alongside the Axios reporting from the FTC legal dispute. And that was listed in the legal dispute titled alongside other Bethesda games in a column labeled released on PlayStation ? With a big X that indicated the title would not be released on any other platform other than the Xbox as well as the PC. And this is the line with previous comments from the Xbox leadership. In 2021, in an interview with GQ, Microsoft Gaming CEO Phil Spencer remarked, "In order to be on Xbox, I want us to be able to bring the full complete package of what we have," naming The Elder Scrolls 6 as one of the biggest titles that he has in the Xbox killer app. So kind of saying that the Elder Scrolls franchise is one of Xbox and Microsoft's big card, and then if PlayStation wants to play around, then Xbox will pull the card and say that, hey, we own the Elder Scrolls, you guys don't get it. And also seeing that the recent Bethesda games like Arcane's Redfall and Bethesda GameWorks Starfield both skipped the PlayStation, it kind of would make sense for the Elder Scrolls 6 to do the same thing. But it would kind of be out of place to see the Elder Scrolls on other platforms and kind of exclusive. You've almost always been able to play Bethesda games on literally everything. But I guess time will only tell. We'll have to wait and see if the Elder Scrolls 6 actually ends up on PlayStation. I guess by then I might not even be playing it on the PlayStation 5. I might be playing it on the PlayStation Pro, or hell, who knows, the PlayStation 6. But moving on from that, where will the Elder Scrolls 6 actually take place? So as of the making of this video, it's been yet to be revealed exactly which part of the Elder Scrolls map the Elder Scrolls 6 will actually take place at. The last game, as most of you guys know, took gamers across the snow-capped mountains of Skyrim, and then before that, the lush forests of Cyrodiil. But the brief teaser trailer announcing the game, there's really kind of not a lot to go off of. Initially, thanks to a 2014 internal memo posted on Reddit, it was rumored the game would take place in Valenwood, the southwestern province and Tamriel's home. You'll see a dense jungle like forests and sprawling coastlines, and I kind of feel that we got some pretty good glimpses of that in the initial trailer. But the going rumor has since changed a little, taking gamers to either Hammerfell or High Rock, and that was seen in games like the Elder Scrolls 2 Daggerfall. Daggerfall was almost 30 years ago, and very little of the enormous Hammerfell and High Rock area has been explored at this time. It also doesn't help that the official Elder Scrolls Twitter account has also lent even further evidence that we could actually be heading to Hammerfell. But of course, that could not be related to the Elder Scrolls 6, but that could have been just a subtle nod of where the game is actually going to be set. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. But that's going to wrap it up with this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. That's kind of my thoughts of where the setting of the Elder Scrolls 6 could actually take us, some of the trailer 2 expectations and rumors of the release of the second trailer and when it could actually be. That's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. This has been Zach. I'll catch you in the next one.